Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. I honestly cannot believe that it's literally just over a month until Christmas. Honestly, I keep saying this, but how did the year go by so fast? Honestly. So it's the weekend, and I decided that, you know what, I really need to chill today. Okay, I need to take a little bit of a mental break. I need to just be by myself. I just want to watch a really good movie, lay on the couch, and just zen out, honestly. I stumbled upon this movie called Champagne Problems, and oh my gosh, guys, I am literally chilling on the couch, tearing up. Okay, it's such a romantic movie, and they're in Paris and stuff, and it's basically about this girl and she basically falls in love with this guy, but he actually ends up being the son of the founder of the champagne business. Okay, so it's just this whole thing, and obviously the beautiful scenery of the French countryside and all of that. It's so romantic, just tearing up and just getting so emotional, and I'm like, Kelly, get it together. But I love a good rom-com. Okay, but it just kind of gives you that magic vibe of Christmas. And as you know, I love Christmas carols, Christmas treats, the Grinch, all of that type of stuff. I am a fan, and just watching and enjoying Christmas inspired movies is so cool. So in this episode, I wanted to really share this experiment that I did this year, something that really changed how I live my life now and how I think and how I choose to spend my time. And I'm honestly being so dramatic right now, but it honestly did make a huge impact, and I'm super excited to share it with you. But basically, I deleted Instagram for about 2 months. So I would say roughly, I think it was from March until May, if I look back and I see. So that was a big change for me, okay? And it wasn't done in some dramatic digital detox, look at me, I'm free kind of way. I just deleted it, no posts about it, no announcement, no big reveal. I literally just vanished from the app. I was going through something really personal, and I felt like I literally couldn't hear myself think. It felt like my thoughts were so loud. I just felt overwhelmed, and I just felt really sad, to be honest. And life at that time just felt a bit too much for me, and I needed a second to really breathe and take some time for myself. And I feel like I wasn't posting for myself anymore. I was also scrolling endlessly every day, and subconsciously it does mentally affect you, whether that's comparison or watching other people live their lives. And it was sort of taking me away from just focusing on myself. And then I'm literally looking around and taking inventory of my life and being like, oh my gosh, I'm not even close to getting to that goal that I want. I wonder why. Because I'm spending all of my time on things that I honestly just needed a break from, because it was distracting me, and it was also putting me in such a bad mental space. I've always sort of joked that Instagram is like a toxic boyfriend. You know he's bad for you. You know he messes with your head. Yet somehow you always keep coming back. It's addictive. The mindless scrolling, the constant comparing, the little dopamine hits every time someone likes a photo or posts a story or something. It's emotional junk food for the brain, and like junk food, sometimes it tastes good in the moment, but it doesn't actually feed you. So earlier this year, I don't know what happened, but something just snapped, okay? I've always wanted to take a break from social media, but I kept putting it off because I'm trying to convince myself that no, I can get through this. I don't need to delete it and all of that. But you know what? It just happened. Okay, one morning I opened the app, I scrolled for about 2 minutes, and then I just realized that I didn't care about anything that I was looking at. Absolutely nothing. And that's when I decided to just leave. I didn't do any dramatic goodbye post or announcing I'm taking a social media break, guys. I was just I don't need this. I need a mental break. Something has to change because I cannot feel this way anymore. The first few days, they were awkward. My thumb kept going to the exact same spot where the app used to live on my phone. Think about how crazy muscle memory is. It's so wild. It's funny how your body knows what your mind doesn't even want anymore. And I noticed small things immediately. I wasn't reaching for my phone mid-conversation. My lunch breaks and my weekends were just mine. And the silence, it was deafening at first, because I'd forgotten what it felt like to have unfiltered thoughts, not drowned out by stories and reels or notifications. And then slowly the noise started to fade. The world didn't end. No one judged me. life kept going, and somehow I started noticing things that I'd be missing. The first thing that I realized, and I can't stress this enough, is that I actually had time. We all think that we're busy, we fill our schedules, we make so many to-do lists, we run around like our lives are this non-stop roller coaster. But Instagram was stealing my time in like tiny increments. Those 10-minute scrolls here and there, they add up. Hours, days, even weeks, okay? When I stopped scrolling through everyone else's life, I actually started living my own. And this isn't some like major revelation, okay? People have been saying this for the longest time, okay? Since social media became a thing. But I had to experience it for myself. And honestly, when you take yourself off that like online world, you start to realize that, hey, you actually have a life. It's a pretty good life. And now it might be time to start focusing on you. My weekends just felt longer. Mornings felt a bit more calm. I started cooking breakfast without simultaneously drafting the Instagram caption in my head for my next post. I noticed small things like the sunlight hitting my apartment floor, the steam rising from my coffee, the small little details that I used to swipe past without a second thought. And those are the types of moments that sort of bring you back to the present and start lessening that amount of anxiety that you have from like constantly be consumed by everything going on. From my own experience, from taking that time to like take a step back, because I really, really needed to, and I shouldn't have waited that long to take a bit of a break, but it just felt freeing, honestly. And there's something radical about doing things simply for yourself, not for likes or comments or impressions. It was the break that I didn't know that I actually needed. Actually, wait, I did know that it would help, but I was convincing myself that I did need to post all the time and like stay in the loop. But to be honest, no one really cares about what you're doing or posting. Everyone is consumed by their own lives, and sometimes when you feel lonely, it is easy to slip into this headspace where being connected online feels like connection to other people. But life online is not real. And I think that once you put your phone down at night, you get back into reality, into real life. And I needed to come back to my own life and like force myself to focus on me, not on all of that outside noise. Even when it comes to texting, I'm someone that responds back to you if you message me. Okay, if I see that notification and you've asked me a question, I am going to make the effort and I'm going to respond to you. I do not know why I'm like this. Maybe it's like a reflex or something for when I worked like in customer service or something. But a lot of people that I talk to, they honestly could care less. Like they're like, no ways. Like I respond to people when I want to respond. And I'm like, how can you do that? Like my OCD and like my anxious brain is literally telling me, Kelly, answer. It's like there. Okay, and I need to take care of it. So what I've done now is I've done something where I like mute most of my chats. Like I'll get back to you when I want. And just doing something like that too is like slowly something that helped me to release that attachment from my phone and from the need to constantly be on, constantly trying to like accommodate other people, because I am a people pleaser. When I was younger, I just wanted to make people happy, even if it was at the cost of myself, and I just wanted people to like me. And when they didn't, I immediately would feel so bad about myself. And you can't live life like that. It will affect you in the long run. So luckily, as I've gotten older, I honestly don't care as much anymore. And thank goodness, because I do feel bad for that girl, but you know what? That girl got me here, so it's fine. But I am more worried now about liking myself. The next shift that I had was entirely mental, and it caught me by surprise, to be honest. My brain, which had been this constant buzzing, started to feel quieter. Almost like I turned down the volume on a radio that had been playing non-stop. And without that endless stream of like opinions or aesthetics or trends or like inspo hitting me every few minutes, my thoughts weren't competing for attention anymore. I hadn't realized how much real estate Instagram had been taking up in my head. Like the subtle comparisons, the unconscious measuring of my life against everyone else's perfect highlight reels, the tiny voice that always whispered I wasn't doing enough or seeing enough, that constant background like hum of judgment and self-critique, it just sort of like disappeared and it was magical. And after a few weeks, there was space, like actual space for me to think without interruption. I could sit in silence, I could stay out the window or walk without my mind like constantly scrambling for distractions or notifications. And that quiet, it honestly felt revolutionary, okay? It was more than peace for me. It was having permission. And what I mean by permission is I mean the fact that you can literally stop performing for anyone but yourself. You can stop measuring your worth by likes and views, and you can finally let your brain breathe uninterrupted. It wasn't that the outside world had grown softer or quieter. The chaos and the noise and the constant movement was still there, but I was no longer tuned into it all the time. For the first time in a very long time, I realized that I didn't need to absorb everything or respond to everything or even see everything. Like my mind finally uncluttered, felt lighter, freer, and way more present. And the thing is, I don't want this episode to sound like it's something that it's like this perfect experience that is just like wrapped up in a perfect little bow, you know, and I'm just giving you my take on what happened. It was very difficult to switch off. Like I said, I've tried to take a break from Instagram for a while, just from social media for a while. I mean, I was on TikTok for a while, okay? And I knew from there that I needed to even delete that app. Like, I haven't been on TikTok in a while. So I'm actually saying a while so many times and I need to stop because it's actually annoying. But I haven't been on TikTok in a minute and it's really helped my brain. And once I started seeing how much I was affected in a positive way by deleting TikTok, I was like, wait, Instagram is the next step. I can't allow these apps to like control so much of my life, take so much of my time and distract me in a way where I'm not even focusing on myself. And then I'm asking myself, why am I not there yet? Or why haven't I achieved that goal yet? And then comparing myself because I'm constantly being consumed by all of these things that I don't even really care about. So it's just about like understanding that it wasn't an easy decision for me. But earlier this year, personally, I was just not doing that great. A lot happened in my personal life and I just needed a break. And here's something that really surprised me. I started actually reaching out more to people. When you're not liking photos, not silently watching stories, you actually talk to people in real life, not just on social media. So I texted friends that I hadn't connected with in months. I had way better conversations. I made more of an effort to agree to going out and agreeing to plans and having more fun. And I realized how much richer relationships feel when they're offline and how much more real they feel. Scrolling gives us this illusion of connection, but it's hollow. And there's nothing like real conversation or real laughter or shared silence with someone who gets you. That human connection, that's what Instagram literally cannot replicate. Look, I'm not bashing on Instagram, by the way, because there are so many good things about it. Like, it's a great place to be creative and also to self-promote if you have a brand, or you can check out what your friends are getting up to. But if it does become a space for you where it's encouraging negative habits, then it's not a good place to be until you feel like you can have a better relationship with it. I honestly envy people. I'm not even kidding, guys. I envy people who can scroll for hours on their phone and be on social media for hours, and it literally doesn't affect their mental health at all. Like, they can scroll for like 2 hours. They're good. They're enjoying life. It doesn't affect them at all. And honestly, I wish I could enjoy it like that and not have to take like dramatic measures, like deleting the app and not engaging on it for a while. Like, that must be so nice, honestly, to just like not have to scroll every single day and feel like you literally, I don't even know what I'm going to say, but it must be so nice to just enjoy the app and not care or like get affected mentally by it. Or maybe people do, I don't know, but it looks like they're chilled. So yeah, must be nice, okay? Another huge shift that happened was in how I experienced comparison, or more accurately, how it stopped controlling me. When I was on Instagram, I didn't even realize how much of my mental energy was being siphoned off by scrolling through someone else's highlight reel. every feed was like a constant reminder of where I wasn't, what I didn't have, or how my life supposedly measured up. Whether you're looking at people on like beautiful vacations, having like this Pinterest perfectly styled outfit, the Instagrammable apartments in New York, all of it like subtly whispered, you're missing out. And even when I knew logically it wasn't real, emotionally it still hit me. But when I stepped back from the app, something remarkable happened. The comparisons just faded. Slowly, I stopped obsessing over where everyone else was traveling, what they were wearing. I stopped measuring my mornings against someone else's carefully curated aesthetic. And in that space, I was able to actually start noticing my own life in all its quiet, imperfect, but deeply satisfying, beautiful vibe that it is. Okay, I noticed how good my coffee tastes in the morning. I noticed how grateful I am for all of the good things that I do have, and how peaceful it is to walk outside without headphones and actually enjoy being in nature. How laughing with your friends can like fill up an entire room and you're just having a good time and like the good vibes are flowing. How comforting it is to just sit and be present and be at home and be on your couch and just be with yourself and journal or something. Comparison is addictive because it's constant. It thrives on insecurity and it feeds that tiny voice that says you're not enough. But I feel like when the feed disappears, when the endless scrolling stops, you start realizing that your own life, your routine, your people, your moments is actually more than enough. And not just enough, but it's like it's rich and it's textured and it's layered with little joys that no algorithm can ever capture. It's the kind of richness that isn't about striving for likes and comparing yourself according to how many views you get, but about the tangible, irreplaceable beauty of living your own story and just being grateful for what you have and taking in that and being in the moment and working towards what you really want in life without being, influenced by outside noise. Stepping back from the app reminded me of something I kind of forgot. Scrolling isn't living, it's observing. It's peeking into someone else's life through a tiny glass window while your own life waits quietly outside. And the thing is, life offline, it's slower, it's softer, it's more real, it's messy and imperfect and sometimes boring, but like in the best way. There's beauty in those ordinary mornings and in those like simple routines, in conversations that linger longer once the phone gets put to the side and you're actually in the moment with that person. Those are the moments that are beautiful to me. And 2 months without Instagram didn't just give me free time, it gave me clarity, it gave me more presence and a really good wake-up call, okay, on how to have a more grateful type of mindset in life, and how to really look at your own life and focus on what you need to do and how you want to improve as a person instead of watching everyone else live their life, because it will consume you and it will distract you and you will look back and be like, I wasted so much time being worried about what everyone else is doing that I wasn't even taking the time to really focus on my goals and my life and how I want to get better as a person every single day. So if you feel like being constantly on social media or on Instagram, for example, or on TikTok is consuming too much of your time, or it's affecting you mentally, or you're feeling like you are way too distracted and you're now being guilt tripped by yourself because you're so far away from your goal because you are consciously distracting yourself by choosing those types of habits. So what's the verdict? Honestly, it feels pretty damn good, okay, when you take some time off. And I feel amazing mentally from taking that time off, like earlier this year. I'm obviously back on Instagram now. Yes, I'm human, but I am way more conscious. I don't have the actual like app on my phone, to be honest. When I do go back on it, I just like re-download the app and it's literally just to post something and then I delete it again. I sort of use it now more as like a photo album where I just want to like highlight specific moments that I want to share or like I just want to save to look back on. So yeah, like I post what I want. I've realized that life doesn't need validation from likes or shares. And honestly, even if I never go back on it like I did before, where I was on it all the time and scrolling endlessly, I know that I can survive without it. And that's some self-power right there. I'm kidding. But honestly, I can survive without it. And it's good to know. If there's one thing that I hope you take away from this episode, it's this. Your world is waiting beyond your phone screen. And trust me, it's more vibrant and more full and more peaceful than any social media feed could ever show you. So thanks for chilling out with me today, guys. If you are thinking of taking a break from social media, consider it more like an experiment, okay? Not a punishment. Your life and your pace and your thoughts, they are worth the space. But I hope you have an amazing week and have the best day, okay? Whatever you are doing right now. I love you. Bye.